Doing out there? Hope you guys are doing awesome. The summer is here. I'm feeling great. Hope you guys are too. It is very nice and the sun is shining, and it's a good time to get to the beach and really get out and expand and do fun things outside. Alright, so this video is about gridding your house. So while you're outside during these fun months of summer and doing things and getting involved and getting in your body and having fun and exercising and doing all the fun things that you can't do in winter time, it's good to come back to your house and be able to, not worry about all the stuff that's out there. If you're an empath, it's kind of like an if you know type of thing. All right. When you're outside your home, you go out into the world where people are walking around not aware. They're not aware of the things that they're carrying. They're not aware of the energy that they're in. Not aware of the thought forms that they're utilizing, and so on. So that's how the collective is right now. That's just how it is. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how to create a safe space for yourself. So after you're done your job, you're done your work, you're done your school, you're done whatever you do outside, you come back and then you recharge, so you're not completely white and you have no way of recharging at all. Okay, so let's get into it. So I've done a few videos on gridding your home and making sure that you have the right of eminent domain, meaning you are the presence, the God presence in the area, in your residence. You don't allow anything to come through there to boss you around, to tell you what to do, to say you're going to be doing this, to say you're going to be feeling this, to say you're going to be thinking this, say you're going to be doing anything that you don't want to do that isn't you. All right? You have that right. You're the first and foremost being in your own higher presence to utilize your own space for your own highest and best good, will, and timeline for your lifetime here on earth. Okay? So, thy will be done. You do what you do. You utilize the tools you have at hand to bring that about. So, one of the best ways to grid your home is to really utilize what you have around you. Every home is different. Every house is different. You have a single home, you have a townhome, you have an apartment, anything. Every home is different. You use your home to your strengths, okay? And also, every home is placed in a different way. You could be in the city, you could be in the country, you could be in the suburbs, you could be just somewhere in between. You really want to utilize what you have to your advantage around you. If you have a backyard, that's a positive. If you have a front yard, that's also a positive. If you have any space between homes, that's also a major positive. Use those things to your advantage. So some of the things I've learned about gridding your house is just from experience. Walking around activated here in the third dimension and realizing that it's not just a physical dimension, guys. It's not. There's a lot of things that are going on through the ether, through multiple dimensional spaces and etheric spaces on a higher vibration, on a higher level. All right, there's a wasp in my room. I'm just gonna take care of this. I'll be right back. Okay, crisis averted. As I was sitting here doing this video, ironically, a wasp just bombards my room and just starts flying chaotically all around. And usually, when wasps come in your house, they're easy to work with. They're like angry insects. Yet, they don't get angry unless they're provoked, unless they feel danger. So usually you can just let them out with an open air window. The wings will feel like they sense the air through the open window, and then they'll just fly out the window. This one was angry, so it's just buzzing, blah, 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 bobbing off everything. It's like 15, 20 minutes later, I'm out of breath, and I'm going to continue this video about gridding your house, because it's very important to continue to grid your house and understand. When you grid your house, you're enhancing and raising and elevating the energy inside your house. So low and negative beings that interact and feed off of and control insects can't get to you. All right. Just last night, I was looking at, it's summer. I live in the woods. There's things in the woods, right? So my house is so well gridded that insects have a hard time being in it because they're so low density. So the other night I saw like a little fly like on the floor, and it was dying, and it was just like faced up, and it was just like, and I was just like, wow, I'm really doing the job here. I think it's time to make a video. I think it's time to tell people about the positives of gridding your house. Okay? Because when you do it well, when you do it very good, you start to see enhancements. You feel a lot of contrast from when you're out in the world and from when you come home, and you have the power to hold your own space. You get better sleep. You can meditate a lot easier. You don't have any type of strange thoughts or emotions like at all, because you're in your space. All right. This is, when you're home, your home is like a living space. It's supposed to be an extension of the space you have inside you. All right, you're supposed to make it as best as you can to represent that. You keep it clean, you keep it clear, you have it gridded, and most importantly, you keep it safe. Okay, so that's the most important part. Safety is the theme of this video. So I just like to thank you for watching this, because I'm just getting into it now. So when you really start doing this well, you realize that you are the center. You've created a space, and what you say goes. Okay, it all is based off of your energy, your preference of what you want to feel, and what you want to do, and how you want to involve yourself in your space. A lot of people do different things in their homes, especially when nobody's watching. All right, this isn't that type of video. This is about being high vibration, being positive, keeping your space in a level to where you are monitored by your higher self 24/7, and you know that you are manifesting your highest will of what you are put on here to do on earth at this time. So that's what your space is supposed to help you do. All right, a lot of people go to work and they come home and then they're still drained. They don't get a break, because guess what? The beings from your job have now been brought back to your house. They're waiting for you at your house also. And then they're going to start draining you there too. So it's like, there's a lot of unhappy people out there who don't realize why they're never not tired. Why can I just not be tired one day? Why can I not be depressed? And all these people online saying, oh, my brain won't stop. It's not your brain, guys. It's attachments on your vessel. Negative and intrusive thoughts aren't you. They have nothing to do with you. So you need to ask, who are you? What are you doing here? Your input is not needed, so just see your way out. Okay? So gridding your home helps you with that. It helps manage those unwanted negative frequencies, invasive energies that aren't yours, that have nothing to do with you, that you never had any interest in, and you don't want anywhere near you. So it's a very positive thing to do stuff like this, because when you start doing it, you feel like you're like the leader of your own country. It's like it starts to feel like you own this space, and nothing's gonna happen in this space unless you say it's gonna happen. And it's a beautiful thing, because that's how everybody should feel. Okay, especially if you're forced to work, you're forced to go to school, you're forced to do all these things that you've been literally like almost scammed into doing, because they don't let you not do it, or else you're gonna die. You know, you're gonna die of starvation if you don't use these fictional banknotes. Okay, so when you have to live in this place, in this society, you want to make it work for you. You want to keep it clear. You want to keep it happy. You want to keep it safe. You want to keep it positive. You know, you want to make it a home wherever you're at. Okay, so to get into the how-tos, just me being me, I just happen to know these things because you learn when you are forced to learn, and you're forced to either suffer or evolve. Okay, so you know, it's just, you know, I've had too many times where I've lived in places, and the places have not been energetically good, and then people are like, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about?" No, the energy is not good. If the energy is not good, guess what? It's a lot harder for you to clear and for you to be in a positive state. That's just how it is. And then other people are also being affected by it, and they have no idea they're being affected by it. So you're the only one who can actually do anything about it, because you're the only one who knows they're being affected. If this is you, this video is for you. Okay? So listen closely. Alright? Because I love you. Okay? So the first thing you want to do is you want to grab some orgonite. Alright, go online, grab some orgonite. I like the orgonite pyramids. You want the orgonite pyramids that have copper spirals in them. You can see the copper spirals. They're a good purchase for you. I personally like to make my own. I recommend you make your own, because a lot of the copper spiral pyramids are not fully functional. They function and they radiate positive energy, and they will hold a barrier around your space, which is positive, which is good. If you don't want to make anything, start there at least, because once you do that, you create a ring, or you know, you create like either a triangle or a square. You need at least 3 to create and enclose a space. You want to start with your room. Your room is basically like your ground point, your ground zero. It's where you go to sleep when you wake up in the morning. So it's like one of the most important rooms in your house. Get 4 organic devices, grid each corner, and then also if you want more, which I recommend, you grid around your bed, okay? And then take it a step further, grid your closet. Your closet is huge, it's critical. It's the quantum entanglement trouble zone. Just everybody knows that if you're aware. Another if you know thing. Okay? It's just dimensional things love to jump in the closet and, you know, try to do all types of things from in there. You know, it's just like, that's just what they do for some reason. That's why you have movies and TV shows for like kids and whatnot, and horror movies like, oh, there's a thing in the closet, oh, there's a monster in the closet, you know, stuff like that. You know, it's like, it's because dimensional things like to operate from there. So make sure also you grid your closet. Okay, so start there. You know, start at your room, grid around your bed, grid your closet. Okay, once you do that, understand that it's all intention. When you have your orgonite devices, you have positivity manifested. Alright, especially when you program your orgonite. When you program your orgonite, you're literally telling your orgonite, you're casting a spell, you're telling your orgonite to protect your space for the positive and highest outcome for all those who are in space. You know, you want to vibrate your energy into it, and you want to bring positivity through the ether from your higher self into those devices, and then you want to grid them around your space. And it's a very, very positive thing. Okay, so that's just step 1. All right, that's just step 1. Again, this is an advanced video for those who feel everything. Literally, you don't have to go far to understand that. You're feeling a lot, especially if you feel more than others. All right, so this is not for like people who are overly sensitive, people who are criers, people who are complainers. This is for people who are actually awake, aware, immersed, and who understand the physics of reality, who understand the physics of etheric energy and how it goes off people and it bounces, it bounces, it bounces from person to place to thing, from situation, from communication, through device, through people, to you. And it's like, you know, you have to protect yourself. You have to protect your home. You have to protect your space, because there's all types of threats. And it's just like, you are then responsible for removing it, deprogramming it, making sure it doesn't come back again, and then shielding yourself from it. Okay? So creating your space is part of that process. Alright? So after you have your orgonite in your room, you want to organite around your house. Okay? Organite around your house. Now my process is organiting 4 corners each room, 2 organite in each closet. So there's no funny business. Okay? That literally seals the closet. You can do 4 in a closet. I actually do 4. I do 2 on the bottom and then 2 on the top shelf. So it's like a cube, you know? So it's like there's nothing going on. There's nothing going to hide in my house to where I'm like, I wonder why I'm thinking about this weird thing that happened 12 years ago. It's like none of that stuff. none of it is going on. All right? So that's how you should be. Really, it's really serious stuff. And if you look at the state of the world, you look at the state of people, you walk down the street, you go to the park, you realize how rundown people are and how they look and why everybody looks so downtrodden and sad and just not well and looks like they're not really taking the best care of themselves. It's because they don't understand etheric reality. They don't understand how to take care of their mind, how to take care of their emotions, how to remain clear, how to be calm and be positive, and how to be safe and feel good within yourself. Okay? So it's like, you know, if you need help, it's best to do it from where you live. You know, start with your heart. You have to start with your heart first. Like, that's the biggest. You have to be in your heart at all times. You live from there, you reside from there, and you feel from there, and all your actions come from there, and you continue to live from there as your life goes on. That's how you bring about happiness. That's how you bring about peace and abundance and unity and prosperity in your life. So living from there is the best starting point. After that, you expand and you start doing things to preserve and cement that space around you, because you don't always want to be on guard to the point where you have to be radiating all this hard energy at all times just to feel well. You know, you want to be able to rest a little bit, feel comfortable in your own skin, and just be comfortable, especially when you're in your own house. All right, there's a lot of people out there who don't feel comfortable with their own house. It's like, oh, what's gonna happen? You know, it's okay to feel safe, and a lot of it just has to do with your mind and what you're thinking and what you're feeling. All right. So just you know, if that's what's maybe bothering you, or if that's what is troubling you, or what you've gone through in the past, just understand that you have power over your own mind, especially your own thoughts, emotions, feelings. They can all be reprogrammed and recentered for positivity, for a positive outcome. And it's all based off how you see yourself. All of it is based off how you see yourself. So it's like when these invasive thought forms or patterns come in, it has to do with the story you have about yourself, how you view yourself, how you see yourself, how you think others see you, how you think others think you see them, and so on. And it's all based off of love. It's all based off of the self-love that you have for yourself. You need to raise it. You need to raise yourself up. Work on your self-love. Work on loving yourself. Because when you love yourself, it shows. It really shows through, and you begin to be happier, and the space around you begins to reflect that as well. Okay? So step 1 is grid your entire house with orgonite. including your closets with orgonite, and also including your bathroom with orgonite, especially the toilets. Toilets are also a problem area. It's obvious, you know, those things. You know, if you don't have a good toilet, you may just want to replace it entirely. If it's old, just replace it. All right. In Japan, the value of the house is primarily based off of the toilet. Like it's obvious. You know, if you've ever been looking for a new place, you know, it's like, oh, let's look at the bathroom. No, I don't want to live there. No, I'm not living there. Oh, this may be okay. You know, it's because there's a lot of stuff that can accumulate on toilets. The Japanese know. They just know things. They're very clean, and they literally have a specific way of doing their own energy work and upkeep, especially in their society. So although we're not in Japan, I was watching the World Cup lately, so it's like, you know, it's like Japan has been in the world view lately, and just I'm also learning Japanese, so it's like some of the things that you realize that they know, it's like it should be shared with the rest of the world. So yeah, keeping your toilet clean, making sure nothing's going on with it, making sure it's working, and making sure that it's gridded is very important, because that can cause catastrophes. You know, you don't want anything going. You know, you want anything happening with that thing. Okay. So also keep that thing clear. All right. So the third and final thing, which is what I recently figured out, is using copper wire with LEDs. This has been a monumental game changer. It completely changed everything about my grid and my house energy. Everything that I've had gone through previously, the past, I don't know, since I've been gridding spaces, it's been like 7 years. Like it completely changed everything. You know, I just used to like these lights, as you can see in this video. I used to just like it. I was just like, oh, it looks cool. Let's put them up and around. But then, like when I realized that they were copper, I'm like, wait, this works. This also works as a grid. It works as a grid, and then it keeps everything out. So once I figured that out, I was just like, wait, what if I put it over here in this room? What if I put it in the hallway? What if I put it in my living room? You know, what if I put it in the bathroom? The second I put it in the bathroom, guys, this is just like it's like you're living in the sky. You know, there's nothing coming through. There's nothing from neighbors. There's nothing from outside. There's nothing from your job. There's nothing from people who you used to know. There's nothing from anybody, anywhere, anything. So that's the third tip. Get copper wire. Start gridding it every possible place you can. You know, if you know, you know. If you're activated, it's a necessary thing. If you're not as activated, it may not be as necessary because you don't feel as much. Yet once you start activated, and once you start activating, and once you start utilizing your energy in a specific way, you know, aligning and integrating your higher selves, perceiving your higher selves, working with your higher selves, getting into grid work and clearing spaces, and having to constantly utilize a specific energy modality just to live your life. These copper grids are a lifesaver. It's literally been a lifesaver. Also, crosses work. Crosses work. These though, you may want to change every once in a while, because in this, like literally in this video, when I was fighting this wasp, I was using a broom, and I was getting up here. I like knocked the line over. I knocked the cross over. I eventually got the wasp out the window. It didn't want to leave, which is weird, because they usually want to leave when they get in your house. And the reason why this is a big deal is because I'm allergic to wasps. If I get stung by a wasp, I'm going to the hospital. All right. So I eventually I got this thing out the house, and I closed everything back up, set the line back up. I go to touch the cross. My higher self's like, "Don't touch that." You know, I'm like, "What's a cross?" So I go to touch it. You know, he was telling me to clear it before I touch it, because the reason why I have it up is so it absorbs energy coming from the other house, because they don't have much anything going on over there, protection going on over there. And when I touched it, it was just like boom, just like I felt like I got like there's a pin that went into my chest. It's just like, it wasn't good. So, you know, just change those every once in a while. On my front door, I made like an orgonite cross and I put it under the doormat. Also, there's a copper wire LED that goes over and around my door, so things can't just walk in your house following you when you come in your house. So it's like, you know, the entire outside, when you're not in a place that's completely gridded, it's just covered in this net. It's just covered in this like sick net that just wants to connect and control everything. It wants to control everything and keep you in a state of low density and low dimensional understanding, or illusionment and misunderstanding, to feed off of you and control you and tell you what you're not and what you can't do and what things aren't and what you don't know. And you don't want to do that. That's not what a conscious being wants to do. That's not what a light being has been sent here to do. You were sent here to wake up, understand, get knowledge, utilize that knowledge, continue to utilize what you learn and grow, get stronger, and activate and help others wake up and do the same thing. That's what we're here to do, guys. That's what I'm helping you here to do. Alright, so take this knowledge with the love and strength from me to you. I'm giving it to you. Please utilize these things and bring about positivity and change in the world by creating a safe space for you, your children, your family, your neighbors, your town, everybody around you. Okay, because once you do these things, it's obvious that they're being done, and it's just like, you'll know that you know, and hopefully you're a self-aware being, and that's enough. Because a lot of times people don't know that you're doing anything, and you want to be strong enough to just do it because it feels good for you, because it's a positive thing for you. So who cares if somebody's saying, why do you got these pyramids? Why do you have these lights? Why do you have these orgonite? Well, probably because you can't feel enough to understand that you're being attacked. That's why I do it. But you don't have to say those things. Just understand that that's what's happening. You say, oh yeah, I just like this stuff. It makes me feel good. It brings about good energy in the space. That's the way you bring yourself across as a galactic ambassador of who you actually are. So peace and love. I love you. If you guys like a session, I do sessions at quantumlight.org. I do intuitive healing, custom art, coaching, numerology readings. I also have a lot of lighted orgonite that I create. Check that out. I should probably put some of this in the video. So this here is a lighted orgonite device. It's got black tourmaline, selenite, black tourmaline, selenite, black tourmaline. This is clear poly resin. Then it's got quartz. Okay. Now the good orgonite devices have a terminated crystal quartz at the top that's wrapped with copper counterclockwise, because light spins counterclockwise. Counterclockwise means it's going up. That's the way light spins. So the good devices have that at the top, then has a spiral that goes counterclockwise at the bottom, okay, to spin energy up and through, that creates a pillar of light. Alright? So once you place these anywhere, you can place, this is something that is designed to be placed at the bottom of your bed, under your bed. Tourmaline helps heal and protect the root chakra. It's one of my favorite. I like to call tourmaline like my go-to for protection, because it just knows where to go. It's like a sentry. It's like one of those magic crystals that will just do anything you tell it to do without even you having to tell it to do it, because it's so like ancient and knowledgeable. It's just there for you. You don't even have to tell it. It's just so real. That's just what it is. It's awesome. and this lights up. It comes with a USB connector. It lights up here. Let me show you. So this lights up. It looks pretty good. It feels good, and it's functional. So these you can find on my website for a price. I think it's like a little bit over $100, $150, something like that. Nothing really over $150 right now. This is the biggest I make. This is like, I don't know, as you can tell, it's probably like 5 inches or something. It may be 6 inches at the bottom here, so it's pretty powerful. It's very resounding energy. You can put this at the top of a pyramid if you want. This is something like, this will literally help control an entire room. It's that good. So check these out on empath.com. If you guys are interested, let me know. I can also make custom pyramids. I can put any type of crystal you want in here. If you like amethyst, you like sodalite, you like citrine, you like any type of quartz, I'll put it in here, grind it up, put any type of copper in here, gold flake. All this gold is copper, okay? So it's all conductive. All this is conductive with electricity to help heal and protect yourself and protect your home. So check that out. Here I also have, this is cool too. I got this from the library. Check it out. Alright, back to business here. Also I have dragons. This is a golden dragon here. As you can tell, it's orgonite. It's also got a copper wire at the bottom, spun counterclockwise. This one, it has a lot of gold flakes in it. So if you don't want gold flakes, I'll show you what the other ones look like without gold flakes. This is what it looks like without gold flakes. It's very stoic, very regal. This dragon is perched on top of a rock, some one type of mountain. As you can tell, it's very majestic, made of amethyst and selenite. Also, this is one of the first ones I made, so it doesn't seem to be a copper spiral. Usually, every one I make now has a copper spiral at the bottom, and this one definitely, I know for a fact, has a terminated quartz with the copper crystal wrapped counterclockwise around it, so it holds a field, holds an energy field around it with a pillar of light at the center. Okay? Same thing as one of these. Alright? Except there's no lights in this. This can come with lights, or it can be made without lights. Alright? Also here I have a wolf. This is a wolf here. It's just chilling. He's got his legs crossed. He knows what's up. Amethyst and selenite. So check this out. Also empathic.com. All those things there to help you protect your home. Alright, so that's just what I wanted to tell you guys today. Peace and love. I love you. Talk to you soon.